Chevy pickup.
I know it looks rough, but this thing has so much history. This is my brother's truck, manual. You know, we lost him a few years back, and this was his project. You think I'm crazy, look at his stuff.
So you're saying that the kind of craziness runs in the family. You're not the only one with the affliction. This thing is weird.
My brother started the craziness, and we're gonna finish the craziness.
I guess Manny was going for some kind of like ultimate tailgate party vehicle, and Victor wants to run with that concept, but I don't know what that means.
Don't look at it the way it is now. Look at it as us changing it into the ultimate party vehicle.
Party barge.
Yes.
Now we're getting somewhere.
You know what? And I had visioned as this thing in my dream.
Nightmare?
No, it was no nightmare. It was like a vision. I mean, we need to get this out of here, and let me get some lines on here, and I'll show you what I was visioning.
I can see this project is really special to Victor. You know, it's a piece of his heart involved with it. I'm gung-ho. I'm going along for the ride 100%, and I'm really excited to see what his transformation entails. I guess we're building this thing. It's been one day since I saw the project last. Now we got it in the shop. If you know Victor like I know Victor, the whole plan could have changed. I gotta say, I'm not as optimistic as I was yesterday. You're talking about diamond in the rough, and that's a hard sell. I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Do you need glasses or something?
I may,
Look at that thing.
Right. That's the problem. As a fabricator, I'm looking at what happened, so let's look through that and see where it's going. Victor's got his concepts, and I've got my wish list. Of paramount and primary importance is to get this roof off the vehicle, whatever it takes.
All right, ready?
Just like that, my mind is free of that ugly roof. Whoa, look at the structure in there, man.
I wonder why they would have built double walls, though.
It looks like somebody was changing their mind.
I think they were teaching somebody what the heck to do there.
All right, I gotta confess. It was me that did this many years ago.
So you did this. When did you guys
I didn't do the welding. Look how professional the structure is. I had that helper, Trent.
Yeah.
I was teaching Trent fabrication, and it was actually his pet project.
Well, I had a little input too, but I didn't see what you guys did. I just was involved with talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
And he would come to me and he'd just say, I want a few minor enhancements, and things changed and changed and changed. There are things like skeletons in the closet. You know, everybody's got their, oops moments, the stuff you don't talk about. It's already, man, look at this. This is more like it. Look at all this room in here. It's exactly what you're talking about.
Yes. Feel better about this than you did 10 minutes ago?
Oh yeah, that roof, I don't want to say I've held a grudge for 15 years, but it's all behind us now. Onward and upward. I can't say that I've waited my whole life to build the ultimate party barge, limo, cruiser, tailgate machine, or whatever it is, but here we go. Regardless of the direction that this project takes, we're gonna need to start with a clean slate, and that means cleaning everything. The whole concept of this vehicle is fun time party machine, right? So gotta just try to keep that vision, that vibe through the whole project. And starting a project with a fixed set of parameters, a known outcome, is probably a lot easier, but I thrive on the weird stuff. I wanna work on the things where anything's possible and the end result is not known. With the body panels removed, I wanted to media blast everything and bring it all down to bare metal. This dustless blasting system is spraying water all over the bare metal, so it's naturally gonna start to rust again once you finish it. So after you get all the heavy crud off, I go back with a sander and just try to get everything as clean as possible. this, it's not that glamorous. It's purely preparation, but you're kind of romancing it. You're learning what it's all about, what's beneath the skin, so to speak. And I got a million ideas what to do next. In a strange turn of events, Victor has called me back out to his junkyard yet again.
Ian, check it out back here. Isn't that beautiful?
That is. I recognize that nose. What's going on with the rest of this thing?
Well, I had another vision. After we seen the truck and we stripped it, I said something doesn't feel right. So I said, hey, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 Lincoln Zephyrs.
Yeah.
Why don't we put a Zephyr front end on this thing?
Hey, great concept. You don't really seem to have much here, though. I mean, is there anything more?
So I got the fenders, the grill, the hood, next door, and the trailer. So you could cut up anything you want and make it work.
Believe it or not, between me and Victor, I am the voice of reason, so it's up to me to state the facts of reality.
All right, another fine adventure. Let's see what else you got.
I've seen these Zephyr bodies in the yard before, but I haven't seen any of the other parts, you know. This is a great concept, but if he doesn't have the goods, this could be a whole new can of worms.
Oh, yeah. That's a stash of Zephyr parts. It's all here. You got stuff, sir. You got red, white, like a peach color, and green. You got all the parts right here.
Yeah, Ian, look, I even got Jeffrey from Toys R Us.
Is this finally your bucket list? You've got the giraffe, you've got the Zephyr, you got the bubble top. Is there anything else?
Today, no. Tomorrow's another day.
You can't make this up. You know, Victor's process is definitely not in a straight line. You know, there's left turns, there's right turns, sometimes there's U-turns. I just put the blinders on. I have no fear of consequence, etc. If it's a good idea, we're doing it.
Well, it's definitely all here, man. And 6 hubcaps and a spare. It's a perfect starting point.
So there's all the stuff you need. I've done my job. Call me if you have any questions.
I've got
See
questions.
when it's done.
I've got questions.
This is where we get to the good part. You know, Victor throws out this wild card, this crazy concept, and I know exactly how I'm gonna do it. Now that Victor and I have concluded our fantasy discussion on how this thing could flesh out, it's time to get down to the reality of the matter.
So I'm gonna try to just detach these hood and fender mounting points and the grill surround and bring it over there.
The philosophy in this dissection is take the easy way out. Look at all the weakest points and remove just what you need. Victor thrives in the, decision-making process, right? He's just like, I want this, that, and that. I'm a little skeptical because they definitely don't fit together. It's up to me to pull it off.
So if all my calculations are correct, I have liberated the nose of the vehicle. Like butter. Now we're gonna go back to the lab, see how this all fits together.
First mode of operation is to always just stand back and get an impression. You know, do I like it or do I don't like it?
Here's where the plot thickens. If your fender is matching the fender on the truck, you'd see the hood height is pretty radically different, as well as a host of other things.
Mating these two pieces together is going to be a major issue. You know, I'm not disputing my original statement, but just look at this. The effort is going to be well worth it. That's the hard part, you know. The viewing audience may not see what Victor and I see by just sticking that nose on there. They're like, what? I'm like, no way, whatever it takes. Look at that. Seeing all the parts lying around separate, you know, it's one thing. The concept's another. Getting things kind of squared off and, you know, visualizing if it's possible, you know, now I'm convinced I'm going all the way.
You know, it's definitely got the look. I could see it. I don't know if anyone else can, but it's just gonna take a bunch of cutting.
Fitting this up, you can see there's definitely way different proportions in the two vehicles, so as usual, I'm taking baby steps. Just fit it up, cut away, keep working it until it feels right.
That's a great looking truck. Look at that.
Nose is starting to look good, you know, small step in the right direction. This Zephyr front end swap is really taking shape, but the key component, you know, to selling it is how the front hood fits.
So just to say, as if the floor was the height of the fender lip right there, right? That's a significant difference. If I set the Zephyr hood on the truck, there's gonna be that huge gap between the two. And it also doesn't fit the cowl. You know, if you look at these two Vs, this V here is a totally different orientation of the front of the windshield than the Zephyr had.
The two key components that I'm working with are the truck hood and the Zephyr hood, and I need to mix them up somehow that comes off convincing. The proportions are way out. It's got to look like it counts.
So you can see it's completely not the look we're going for.
Regardless of which hood is easier to splice in to this concept, the Chevy truck hood is just wrong on the whole front end.
Let me lay that hood on top, take a look. The thing I'm really concerned with is this height, right? I don't want it to look broken. I don't want it to look just, it's gotta flow.
In the whole process, it's important to stay absent-minded. Some folks would stay open-minded. Some folks would just get stuck on things. But just let the void be the void and let the hands do the work. Somehow it happens.
You know, I just had an idea. The edge of that hood is just sheet metal. There's no special bracketry in there. Being that the Zephyr hood is so much longer, maybe I'll just cut this sheet metal to fit this cowl and then build off of it. We don't even have to, I thought I was gonna fuse the two hoods together, but that seems like it's going in the completely wrong direction.
Every project has its own vibe, that's all I could say. If I was a pro, I'd stick to the rules. I just let the truck or the vehicle tell me what to do.
End result, this rear portion needs to be significantly wider. There's a couple ways to go about it. Cut this hood right through the center, which I don't want to do. It's always an easier way around things. So I'm gonna get rid of this structure first and lay it on here. Maybe this thing will just open up a little bit. I don't know.
If I could get this hood into shape without any major slices down the middle, everything will be better in the long run.
Stick it on there and see what happens. Ha! Better than it were. There's your trace line.
This is the simplest template ever. That's all it comes down to, you know. Use your part and trace it. No measuring needed.
It's all just a rough layout, but that's the best starting point I can think of. Not too Chevy.
There may be a more scientific way to do this, but hey, whatever gets the job done.
We just look right to here,
And we see that there's a difference of 2 inches.
Well, measuring the nose to the nose, it's a 2-inch offset. It's a piece of 2-inch steel. That there is your contour.
I guess this whole style of metal forming, I use the word style loosely, this technique is purely by necessity. Having nothing, you figure out how to do something.
Like a glove. Another couple trims, we're in the game.
I throw a few tacks on the rear of the hood just to keep everything in place while the rest of the fit up begins. This is what the whole hood issue has been leading up to. Truck's coming through nice and graceful, hits the hood, and looks broken. The only way through it is to raise the front of the hood. You know, you could do some kind of an arching shape or whatever, but firstly, I need to raise up this thing on some kind of a shim and take another look at it. Sold.
love how it looks a little more aggressive and nosy, because, you know, right? It's just my style.
I mean, it's not too often this happens, maybe only once in a fabricator's career, when the builder and the car start to look alike.
The tool you've heard so much about, but if you look just right, the body line flows right through that hood.
This mock-up is definitely presentable at this stage, but I have some ideas that will push it over the edge.
My plan for this, after having trimmed it up and attached the fenders to this, this front nose piece, I think it's gonna go a lot smoother if the entire nose of the vehicle is one piece. It slides forward and tilts, so it's a really fast end to this task. You know, we're putting in a new engine, transmission, airbags, the whole deal, so just to expedite the process, this will be completely out of the way, so it can be into body work while we're doing the mechanical stuff.
The whole thing is Victor had no demands except put that Zephyr on that truck, so it's free reign. I'm doing exactly what I want. You know, this is my wish list with this slide tilt mechanism.
Always remember, if you have the option between the cool sunglasses and the weird ones, always choose the weird ones.
The front of the truck frame is extending beyond the Zephyr nose, so off it goes. Normally, I would, you know, consult with the client, but Victor's direct words was, that's not my problem. So I get to do whatever I want.
Now let's see how these things fit.
I want to get this grill temporarily in place. You know, that's a primary element in the fit up of it. The front end's been smashed. I want to make sure the stock grill's set in there to keep everything oriented properly.
Oh, that's the sound of adjustment. Like when I go to the chiropractor, sounds just like that.
It's of primary importance that these grill pieces fit. If they don't fit up now and we're already down the road, it's going to be a disaster.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Definitely helps the whole front end though. Now that that is established, let's get on with the hinge and the pivot. The push of a button, I want this entire nose to launch into outer space. You know, you shoot for the stars, you might just reach the moon. So I'm planning for this thing to jettison into orbit. If it doesn't, it's just going to slide and tilt. Either way, I win. What I've assembled is this trailer hitch stock, just like in the back of your pick-em-up truck. They got these nice flat plates, one side on the truck, one side on the slide-em-a-bobber.
I've done this concept a few times before and it's always worked out great. The whole challenge here is in the sliding mechanism, it's got to be well reinforced so that they stay parallel. You know, it stands the test of time. There's a huge amount of leverage on this when it's working, so it's got to be strong.
For some reason, I'm always just using stuff that's laying around.
I love the idea of a one-piece nose. I mean, that's probably why people started doing that. Why do they modify anything? So it's like you show up, it's like, wow, one-piece nose. It's a tilt front end. Who doesn't like that? The whole thing I'm doing here is to get this strong enough to present as a concept. Hey, look, it works, right? Later on, there'll be a lot more heavier structure inside. This is just to sell the concept.
I think the hinges are good to go. It should slide and tilt. If it doesn't, you're fired. It's like everything else, you don't know till you try it, right?
This is exactly what I needed to see, you know? I kind of knew the concept of the hinge and slide was going to work, but you know, the actual Zephyr nose is something I've never accomplished, so it looks good to me. It's going to work.
All right, so I'm really happy with the way this whole thing operates. You know, the tilt, the slide, it's all right there. The big issue I'm having is this door. When the fender shuts, it completely blocks the door. There's no way that's gonna open without some major surgery. So while Victor's in crazy mode, I'm gonna pitch him an idea just might seal the deal. Zephyr hood just isn't gonna fit. Now, Victor is a busy man. He's very confident at this point with my ability to fabricate, and that's a good sign. So he says, go for it. I'm going for it. As they say, it's always easier to ask for an apology than forgiveness.
The good thing about Victor being gone is I get to do exactly what I want, and there's a whole other thing I want to try here.
So therein lies the issue. Does that truck look broken to you? Looks broken to me. I know the front of this hood has to come up. It's just way too low. So that's when the decision-making starts. Well, is it that much?
You don't need any fancy lines or renderings or laser levels or anything. Just, does it look good or don't it look good? The whole thing is looking at the bed rail, into the door, and then across to the hood. And looking at this, it is nose down just a touch. So it looks pretty good to me. This truck is, it's just different. You know, this bulge, the pronounced bulge is supposed to be up here, not down here. So as much as it does line up, I'm just concerned that it's gonna be like a muffin top. Each problem requires a unique solution. Fortunately, I have years and years of just winging it under my belt. So if you just whack it with a hammer, you're prone to denting it. So using slow, steady, somewhat soft pressure, the proof's in the pudding.
Nobody talked to the boss. This was a very technical operation. I had the sheet metal brake, the shrinker, the stretcher. I had a shop full of stuff. I utilize it all. All right, that's gonna work. What I discovered is that it actually works better upside down, and on the flip side, instead of adding this big bulge on top of the bulge, I reversed it, so the flatter side is meeting the top. The advantage to these hood sides is that they match the contour of the truck cowl. They're already curved, it's just a slight mod. Simple as it appears, they are stretched in two directions. It's more of a bowl shape than just a roll. Now looking down the lane, totally works. That's the right call. Look at that. So it's just like a little right there instead of going over up top. So the old upside down and flip it around technique. I'll get into my idea for the nose of this. Like I say, I got a thing for the beak. Nobody tell Victor what I'm doing, because it's pretty significant. This whole front portion is smashed. You can see the cast grills don't even match up with the surface. There's a whole bunch of lead in there. It's all old. I think what I want to do is just build a complete new grill surround with all new sheet metal from this point down. Like the bow of a mighty vessel. In technical terms, we're going to perform a bit of rhinoplasty. That totally works. It's hard when there's holes in things. You can't judge the surface area, but that looks like a Zephyr truck, for sure. Like a cab over truck or a big truck will always have a bigger nose, and it does. I got this Zephyr-nosed truck transformation pretty well underway. I'm feeling good about it.
Yo, already you're this far along?
Said do what I needed to, right?
Wow. It looks better than I pictured it in my mind. I mean, it's a shark coming at me. I mean, you're looking at the front of the Titanic coming towards you, man. I mean, what'd you do? That thing got like another foot on there, like.
Basically, like if it was silly putty or clay, I just took the hood and went up and forward.
A lot of times I see Victor come through that door with concern in his eyes, you know, the list of enhancements rolling.
Wow. I don't see any lines. How we're gonna open the hood? Are you cutting that in now or what?
The one trick thing I did, you know, the hood and fenders are all sealed up. So it's actually a one-piece nose. The whole thing slides forward, and then it tilts up like that.
Wow.
I'm pulling all of Victor's tricks on Victor. He's speechless, and he's out of enhancements.
You know me and all my trick gadgets, the hood's gotta open, the trunk's gotta open. You're getting good, man. You're like figuring out everything that I was gonna do. Now it's done.
Looks like Victor is soaking up all of my ideas. I've just got one more big one to pitch.
So the thing is, with this door and fender issue, the door is just not gonna open, you know? Becomes like one of those old Chevy fleet lines or something.
Yeah.
It's in the way of the door, 100%. I'd like to seal these doors up completely, just like I sealed the hood. You want a boat, right? You ever seen a boat with doors in it?
Not yet.
Yeah.
We can't shorten the look of the front fenders. That's the character of the whole thing. Unfortunate result of that is that the doors won't open, and you know, the doors do look a little bit small in proportion to the whole side wall of the vehicle, so why not just delete them?
Then how do I get in this thing?
Like a boat. How else? You enter through the center. You walk right at, look. There is no doors, it's a boat. You just step right in, right? You come up, this is your walkway. What's more natural than that? So you get in the boat, right? This is open. You hop in, bring up the anchor, and you go cruising. You're calling it the cruise liner. It's gotta be a boat all the way through.
Make the entry in the back. Hey, can we make this thing float while we're at it?
Anything's possible, man.
We'll go sailing.
I'm getting the captain's hat. We're setting sail.
Look how sleek it looks.
That's pretty interesting. What are we doing?
With Victor fully committed, I got the doors sealed up. Finished the hood and added a custom panel to bring it all together. Then we went straight into a mock-up for the boat windshield. When people see a finished car at a car show, they really have no idea at what type of conversation it's taken to get there.
Nothing says boat windshield like a polished top rail. And it rigidizes it too.
Yeah, look at that.
Totally cool.